Hey y'all, welcome. My name is Shannon and today I'm going to make a recipe for you. I'm going to make Mississippi roast. I'm going to do a little spin on it. I'm going to do it my way because I can't follow a recipe to save my life. Anyway, let me gather up the ingredients and we'll get going. And I think I need some coffee. Okay, y'all, here are the ingredients. I have some nonstick spray to spray the crock pot with. I have a can of beef broth, some ranch seasoning mix, and of course some pepperoncini peppers. Pepperocini peppers. Okay, so I like to brown my meat before I put it in the crock pot, so I need to get my pan good and hot, and then I'm gonna spray my crock pot liner with some non-stick cooking spray. I think what made me decide to not use the au jus packet and the stick of butter, which is what the original recipe calls for, is because I wanted to brown my meat. And when I brown my meat, I like to deglaze my pan. So I think one day I ran to my pantry and got a can of beef stock, and we really enjoyed the way the dish came out. So my pan is good and hot, and I've put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, and I'm going to stick my meat in there to sear it. And the next seasonings are optional, but hey, this is a really great time to make your meat taste good. So this is a little garlic salt. I like to use that instead of just regular salt. This is some granulated garlic powder. And then I'm also going to use some granulated onion powder. And that's right here. So I'm sprinkling a little bit of that on the meat while it's browning. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. And then my meat does stick a little bit, not too bad. When I put the beef stock in there, that'll help get all those bits and pieces off the bottom of the pan, which adds to the flavor in my opinion. But I got a pretty good sear on that meat. I think my stove got a little bit hot, so I'm going to turn it down. This stove and me, I don't know. I fight with this stove. It's either too hot or too cold. It doesn't really seem to care what I actually want it to do, but whatever. We're going to season the other side with the same seasoning, some cracked pepper, some garlic salt, some onion powder, granulated onion, and some granulated garlic powder. And then it's not going to be much longer, and then I'm going to add, I think I need to take it off the heat here. I think that's what I decided. Because it was pretty hot. It was pretty hot. So I'm finishing up the seasoning. There, I did go ahead and take it off the heat. And I'm opening up the beef broth now, and I'm going to pour a little bit of that in there just to check. I don't want to get splattered. But I do need to loosen that meat up and all the yummy bits that are on the bottom. So you see I'm moving it around in there. That pan is still good and hot. I was a little concerned that I might have burned it. Normally I can't get that burner hot enough, and today it was like screaming hot. Okay, I've turned it off the heat completely, and I'm going to go ahead and transfer the chuck roast into my crock pot. And then I'm going to pour the rest of the beef broth in that pan and scrape all the yumminess off the pan. I did go ahead and taste that to make sure it wasn't burnt. Okay. Now I'm going to take this, pour it in there. So I guess I'm using the beef stock instead of a stick of butter. Now I'm going to use some ranch seasoning. Oh, yeah, and I'm not using the au jus packet either. A good amount. Make sure you really cover that roast. Here, I'll bring you over and you can see it. Okay. So that is just the roast that I've browned, the can of beef stock or beef broth, and some ranch seasoning. And now I'm going to put the pepperoncinis. Fork. Okay, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's do 5. Ooh, I'm spilling it. 6. And then we'll do 7. Oh, the counter's clean. And then I'm going to pour in some of the juice. I move that around just a smidge. There, I'll show you now. Okay, we're going to put the lid on it and we're going to let that cook for a good 6 or 7 hours. And I will bring you back when it's all ready to be eaten. Yum! The roast cooked for 6 hours on high, and then my crock pot kicked it over to the keep warm mode, which was just fine. When we were ready to have our dinner, I went in and I broke the roast up into a couple of larger chunks. As you can see, it's super tender. It was super yummy, and well, we enjoyed it a whole bunch. And we even had some leftovers. I made a packet of instant mashed potatoes. I did doctor them up slightly with a little bit of pepper and salt, a little bit of extra butter and milk. I can't make mashed potatoes for just a couple of people. I make mashed potatoes for an army of people. If you enjoyed this recipe, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I also made salad, and you'll see that in a minute. I'm going to try to get some more recipes on here for y'all. I hope you have a great day. See you next time.